real estate agents or people thinking about becoming a real estate agent, have you ever wondered how to go from being a real estate agent, which is owning your own job, to owning a real estate business? In this 5-part series, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Welcome to part 2. If you haven't watched part 1, make sure you go back and do that. Here's part 2. All right, welcome to part 2 in the 5 steps to scaling a real estate business. In this series, as a reminder, I want to show you how to go from owning your own job, which is being a real estate agent, no matter what level of success that is, to having a real estate business, right? Something that actually gives you financial freedom, but also time freedom. Because if you have financial freedom but not time freedom, it really doesn't matter. In part 1, I gave a detailed description of how to become a successful solo agent. I talked a little bit about my book, The Hyperlocal HyperFast Real Estate Agent, where I reveal a lot of the same strategies that led to me selling over 22 million of real estate in my first year. In fact, in that book, I use real life examples of how I went out, marketed, converted clients, and got deals done. So once you get to the point where as a solo agent, you're doing at least 2 deals a month, it's time to move on to step 2, which is making a hire. So many agents I've seen have success as a solo agent. They get to 100 grand, maybe even 250 grand of net income, but they never get beyond that. And they're always very, very busy, by the way. They're super hectic, super stressed out. They never get beyond that because they don't make a hire. You have to hire to go from self-employed to owning a business. Most agents that hire, by the way, get it wrong. What do I mean by that? Well, they do one of 2 things. The first mistake that they make is they go out and they get another buyer's agent, all right? They think, I've got an influx of leads. I can't handle them all. I'll go out and I'll get a buyer's agent. I'm going to pay that person a commission, some type of split, right? Where they get I get a referral fee or a 50-50 split or, whatever it is, right? They go out and they get someone who's 100% commission because they don't want to be committed to a salary. So that's their first step. And when you do that, guess what? Now you have 2 salespeople, but you have 0 admin. Except you do have an admin. The admin is you. But instead of just being the administrative, worker for yourself, you're now doing that for yourself plus this other agent. So you don't have time to train them. It gets more hectic for you, right? You get more stressed out because you're doing the admin work for both. You're probably dropping balls with your clients. They're probably dropping balls with their clients. So this doesn't really typically lead to profitable growth. And it certainly doesn't give you time freedom. So that's the first big mistake real estate agents make. The second one is they do go out and make the right hire, which is an administrative role, but then they give up, right? They get it wrong. Just like you maybe didn't win the first listing presentation you went on. Maybe the first offer you wrote, you didn't get accepted, but you didn't give up, right? You kept on going. So even if your first hire doesn't work out, you have to keep going. So what are some things to look for in that first hire? Well, one thing you should do is this exercise where you sit down, you list out all the things you do, showings, marketings, contracts. List out all the things you don't like doing and list out all the things that cost the least amount of money. Those are the things you want to get off your plate first. So once you do that, you can figure out the role that you want this administrative person to perform, the roles you want them to do, the exact things you need. You can write your job description and hire the right person. Then you have to have them report to you every day. You want them to give you daily updates for at least the first 30 days on what they learned, what they did, what was left unaccomplished, what they need help on. And this is a procedure you're going to want to implement throughout the rest of growing your organization. Now, typically what happens a lot of times with this first hire and why some real estate agents struggle with it is they wait too late, right? They're super busy, so they need help right away, and they lower their standards. Now what happens? You're already busy. You've lowered your standards. So you have someone who's less qualified than maybe you should have. And by the way, you're busy, so you don't have time to properly train them, right? That's the reason the first hire a lot of times doesn't work out. And a lot of people give up, say it doesn't work. It's crazy, right? Because you don't get it right every single time. So get clear role definition. Get the things off your plate that you do not like doing or that are cheaper for people to do. Like you can actually like kind of figure out, you know, your average hourly rate. If you look back and really think about how many hours a week you work, you can do the math on this, figure out your hourly rate, figure out the things on your list that are a lower hourly rate and get them off your plate, or the things that you don't enjoy doing. All right, so that is step 2. Once you do that, you're going to have more capacity to take on more clients. You can go from 2 deals to 3 deals, maybe even 4 deals a month before you have to go to step 3, which I'll tell you about in the next video. Don't forget to share this with other people that need to see it and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of this content.